You already know, man. Welcome back, y'all. Best of 7 Sports Talk time. October the 7th, 2021. Good morning, everybody, boys and girls. Time to get into some NBA talk, man. I'm Seven Mitchell, your host. Salute to everyone out there this morning, man. Feeling good. It's been a minute since I've been live streaming, talking to the gang. Appreciate you guys. As always, couple things we got to talk about, man. A couple topics that's pretty hot in the NBA over the last couple of days. I'm not going to lie. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving in the vaccine situation. That's a big deal. MONTREZE he decides to take some shots at the Lakers. What? We're going to have to talk about that. Also, Andrew Wiggins, he finally gets vaccinated, but he has some opinions about this whole situation. And big breaking news coming out of the NBA we're about to talk about when we talk about weed and marijuana. Let's get right into it, man. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm Seven Mitchell, man. Once again, good morning. Happy, what's the day? Thursday? Is today Thursday? Is this Throwback Thursday? Yes, absolutely. Throwback Thursday, October the 7th, man. Appreciate everyone out there. Make sure y'all hit that like button, share the video. We're about to get into today's news, man. First of all, let's get started with some good news. Let's get started with some good news for all my smokers out there. So, according to reports, players will not be subject to random tests for marijuana this season. This is according to an NBA PA memo shared with the players and obtained by ESPN yesterday. Now, this has been adjusted through a policy in Orlando for the restart of the next season. Testing will continue for drug abuse and performance-enhancing substances, but as far as marijuana go, they're not going to be testing for it for this upcoming season. Now, we are aware of NBA players currently and former NBA players who, smoke weed during the season, during the off season. But now that they know that they're not going to be tested this season for marijuana, I think it's going to be a big deal. I wonder how people are going to play with this kind of gray area. Are people going to take advantage of not knowing, that they're not going to be tested for marijuana this year? Are they going to take this opportunity to show more awareness? Is this thing going to affect the productivity of what we get on the basketball court? Because if everybody getting high and if everybody's just out of their mind, so to speak, man, like, can you just imagine the product that we're going to get in playoffs? Because, the playoffs are just so mentally draining. Like, so these guys getting high right before game 7, like, everybody's not a superstar. Like Jordan can't go and gamble the night before game 7, or Dennis Rodman go on wrestling and, do all these types of things right before big moments. If everybody got a green light to smoke marijuana, I don't know what type of product we're going to get on the court. Now, we're talking about world athletes. Some people could say, man, I smoke weed and hit the basketball court all the time. You know what I mean? But we're talking about athletics. We're talking about professionals. When you have this green light, this definitely could blow up in the face of the NBA, but it might not be a big deal. I honestly don't think that this announcement by the NBA PA will make a person who wasn't smoking weed really decide to smoke weed now if they're a player. If you smoke, you smoke. If you don't smoke, I don't think this thing is a big deal. But what it does give people less of a headache or a concern, especially having to deal with COVID, the vaccine, people trying to get vaccinated. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues. One of the reasons I'm thinking the NBA probably is going to be falling back this year when it comes to marijuana use, because they want to try to get everyone vaccinated and, get that thing going. So at least for this year, y'all, the NBA will not be testing for marijuana. Woo! like I said, I just can't wait to see what the product look like on the floor in these game sevens of the playoffs. Because we know once we get to the second round and the Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Finals, the NBA Finals, it's a headache. It's a major headache. So you're going to have guys probably just smoking it down, blowing it down, and then going on the court for game sevens and just dribbling backwards, all types of stuff. So, I think this is a big deal. I don't know what y'all think, but according to reports, the NBA PA memo went out yesterday. They will not be subject to testing for random marijuana use next year. They're still going to be testing for, performance enhancing drugs, cocaine, all that other stuff. But as far as the weed, I know Stephen A. Smith. I know Stephen A. is mad now. I know you mad. That slogan is out the window for the next 82 plus games. So that's what it is when they come to the marijuana use and the testing in the NBA. Let's talk about Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and the Brooklyn Nets. Every time I bring up Brooklyn on this show, I always laugh because on paper, all you guys try to do is just put them up there with that banner being raised already. And I keep telling y'all two things. You cannot win an NBA championship without playing defense. I don't care how good your offense is. I don't care who you have on your team. You cannot win a 7-game series without any defense. That's number one. Number two, the only team that could absolutely, positively, definitely beat the Brooklyn Nets would be the Brooklyn Nets. And we are watching this thing fold right before our eyes. Now, Kevin Durant, he's always tried to say the right things when it comes to Kyrie Irving, this whole situation with Kyrie missing out, the home games and practices due to not being vaccinated. Now, Kevin Durant just did an interview in media maybe yesterday, 2 days ago, and his comments about this situation was he's envisioning Kyrie being a part of the team. Maybe he's just being naive, but that's how he feels. This is coming from KD. So when I heard that, when I read that, I'm just sitting here like, yo, I know KD and Kyrie got to be like this. So if Kevin Durant is unsure or he feel like he could be naive, he doesn't have that much confidence in Kyrie returning sooner than later, it's over for Brooklyn. I promise you that. It's over for Brooklyn. There's no way in the world that they're going to be able to get this done without some type of chemistry. Let me take this call. Yes. Unbelievable. I apologize. But as I was saying, for Kevin Durant, who has definitely got to be so close to Kyrie, for him to feel like he's just envisioning Kyrie returning and he could be naive, it just goes to show no one knows what Kyrie Irving is doing. And now, according to reports, the Brooklyn Nets, they are undecided what they're going to actually do with Kyrie Irving. Because Kyrie, as of now, he's not been vaccinated. So all practices, home games, Kyrie wouldn't be attending. Now, the Brooklyn Nets have not decided if they are willing to kind of consider Kyrie Irving a part-time player, if they're willing to accommodate him as being a part-time player, and they're unsure on what his stance is or his intentions are, rather, when it comes to the vaccine. So Brooklyn could possibly be trading Kyrie Irving. We talked about this before as well. I could definitely envision the Nets wanting to get up under this headache, but I think it would be detrimental to their team because if he leaves, I don't see KD really wanting to stay. James Harden, I think he only have 1 year. I don't know about the extensions. If Kyrie leaves and if they don't treat Kyrie well, but some people feel like these wounds are self-inflicted. This is a real touchy situation, but Brooklyn has not decided if they're going to really accommodate this man as being a part-time player. So what does that mean? Are they going to release him? Are they going to try to trade him? Is Kyrie going to retire? Like, we don't know what in the world is going on right now. And this, to me, is going to blow up in Brooklyn's face throughout this whole season. If they cannot get all these guys on the same page on the court, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and the rest of that crew it's not enough. It's not going to be enough. So this is going to be real interesting to see how Brooklyn plays this out, how much more time they give Kyrie Irving to make a decision. Now, in Golden State, Andrew Wiggins, he finally got vaccinated, but he had some strong opinions about the process of him getting vaccinated. Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors, he said that he felt like he was forced to take the vaccine. It's like you don't even own your own body. And when you hear that from not a superstar, but when you hear that from a professional NBA player who's been playing for years, not a rookie who doesn't know anything, someone that's been playing in this league for years, this is real. This is real. We talked about this vaccine thing and people being forced or people doing it for the best of their, situation. Wiggins felt like he was forced to do this. Like everything he had going for himself would have been out the window if he didn't take it. And we're watching this play out in real life in the world. Like people losing their jobs. Certain schools are now going to require vaccinations. You can't enter certain places without being approved for vaccination. Like this is going to be a big deal throughout. So I don't know about this Kyrie Irving Brooklyn Nets thing. One thing I do know, if they do not fix this thing sooner than later, there's no way in the world Brooklyn is going to win the championship. It's not about the talent. It's not going to be the X factor. It's going to be the chemistry, the camaraderie, the commitment, and the loyalty. At the end of the day, that's what's going to be a big problem in Brooklyn. I think we got all that in the Lakers. I don't think we're going to have a chemistry problem when it comes to the purple and gold. So I don't know about that much, but speaking of the Lakers, Montrezze Harrell, he took a shot at the Lakers. He felt like he was not being used good enough when he was playing in LA with the Lakers. He said he didn't get to be utilized how he wanted to be last year. He damn near felt he had a season off. Now, I feel for Montrezze because Montrezze right before that was a sixth man of the year going to the Clippers. The Clippers didn't believe in him. He went across the across the hall to the purple and gold. I think he probably envisioned that he would make some type of impact with the Lakers to hurt the Clippers. That's just human nature. But let's not forget, you were a sixth man on a team that blew a 3-1 lead. I don't know if he was that great of a fit for the Lakers. I get what they were trying to do, but at the time, he just wasn't as productive. A lot of injuries happened. We had to mix the lineups up a whole bunch. So Montrezze did not get a fair shake, but he's talking like he was entitled something and he was owed something. And to me, I disagree because he's now with the Wizards. What are you going to do in Washington? What did you do with the Clippers? Like I said, you got the sixth man of the year award, but your teammates didn't even want you around. And now you want to talk about the Lakers, talk about you wasn't utilized. I don't know what you expected I don't know what he expected to be. I really don't. But, it's always seemed to be the case, man. People be crying over spilled milk. Montrezze Harrell is one of them. But he did feel like he was played when it came to LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers not utilizing him enough to maximize his potential. I don't know, man, but that's my thoughts. That's my opinion, and that is the news here on the Best of 7 Sports Talk. You guys are now rocking with the best. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm 7 Mitchell, man. Let me know what y'all think about this whole KD Kyrie situation, man. What do y'all think as far as Kyrie Irving? What do you think his next move is going to be? Not what it should be. Knowing how Kyrie thinks outside the box. If you're willing to take that journey, what do you think Kyrie Irving is going to do next? Do you think he's going to take the vaccine? Do you think he's going to get released? Do you think he's going to retire? How is this going to play out? Y'all let me know, man. But you are now rocking with the best. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm 7 Mitchell. Y'all have a good one. Peace.